The African woodland is never truly quiet. Even when the wind dies down and the leaves stop rustling, there is a constant hum of life. Crickets, birds, and the distant rumble of thunder create a backdrop of noise that never really fades. But in this particular patch of forest, the volume is cranked all the way up. This is the territory of the troop, a chaotic, shifting, screaming society of primates that does not believe in keeping a low profile. The scene is a mess of activity. Dozens of bodies are scattered across the forest floor and up into the lower branches of the acacia trees. It looks less like a survival situation and more like a busy schoolyard during recess. There is grooming going on, with long, nimble fingers picking through fur to remove bugs and dirt. There is fighting, brief squabbles over a piece of fruit or a prime sitting spot that end as quickly as they begin. And there is playing. The youngsters are everywhere, chasing tails, tumbling over logs, and generally being a nuisance to the grumpy elders, trying to catch a nap in the shade dot to an outsider. It looks like disorganized chaos. But there is a structure here, a hierarchy. The big ones, the heavy hitters with the long muzzles and the terrifying canine teeth, patrol the edges. They are the bouncers of this club. They walk with a swagger, a stiff-legged strut that says, "Don't look at me wrong." They are confident because they have numbers. They have the squad. In the wild, solitude is dangerous, but a mob is a fortress. However, confidence can lead to carelessness. The noise of the troop is a double-edged sword. It scares away smaller threats, sure, but it also acts like a beacon. It broadcasts the location of the group to everything within a 5-mile radius. And one specific resident of the shadows is listening very closely. Hidden in the thick brush, completely invisible to the naked eye, a predator is locked in. The coat is a masterpiece of camouflage, a pattern of rosettes and gold that melts perfectly into the dappled sunlight hitting the dry grass. It is a leopard, the phantom of the forest. Unlike the lions that rely on brute strength and open intimidation, this hunter plays a different game. It plays the waiting game. It is a creature of patience, capable of holding a single position for hours without twitching a muscle, just waiting for a mistake. The predator watches the troop with cold calculation. It does not want to fight. Fighting a baboon is a nightmare scenario. One-on-one, the cat might win, but the damage would be severe. Baboon teeth are not a joke. They are daggers designed to rip and tear. So, the hunter is not looking for a warrior. It is looking for the weak link. It is scanning the playground for a straggler, a wandering infant. Something small that can be snatched and silenced before the alarm is raised. The opportunity presents itself. Near the edge of the clearing, a youngster, fueled by curiosity and lacking a healthy sense of paranoia, drifts away from the safety of the nursing mothers. There is a fascinating beetle crawling on a rock about 20 feet away from the main group. The little one investigates, completely absorbed in the discovery. It pokes the bug, makes a small cooing sound, and turns the back to the thicket. That is the green light. The leopard moves. It does not run. It flows. The body stays low, belly brushing the dirt. The paws placed down softly, avoiding the dry leaves that might crunch. It is a masterclass in stalking. The distance closes rapidly. The troop is still loud, still distracted by their own internal dramas. Nobody looks toward the bushes. The wind is blowing toward the cat, carrying the scent away from the primates. The stars have aligned for a perfect ambush. 10 feet. 5 feet. The attack is a blur. The leopard explodes from the cover, covering the final distance in a fraction of a second. There is no roar, no warning growl, just a sudden rush of motion. The jaws clamp down on the youngster. It is a precision grab, meant to silence the prey instantly and carry it up the nearest tree before the cavalry can arrive. But the grab is messy. The youngster twists at the last second. The teeth do not find the neck. They snag the shoulder. The silence is broken not by a snap, but by a scream. It is a sound that cuts through the forest like a siren. High-pitched, terrified, and desperate, the reaction from the troop is instantaneous. It is as if a switch has been flipped. The grooming stops. The playing stops. The squabbling stops. Every single head snaps toward the sound. For a microsecond, there is a freeze, a collective processing of the data. Then, hell breaks loose. The distress call of an infant is the ultimate trigger. It bypasses logic and hits the primal anger center of the brain. The leopard tries to turn, tries to drag the struggling weight back into the bush, but the element of surprise is gone. The cloak of invisibility has been ripped off. The first to react are the mothers, screaming in panic. But the real danger comes from the perimeter. The big males, the heavyweights, hear the cry and go into full combat mode. The swagger is gone, replaced by a terrifying intensity. They bark a deep, booming sound that sounds like a gunshot echoing through the trees, and they charge. This is not a disorganized panic. This is a mob swarming a target. They come from the left, from the right, dropping out of the trees. The leopard is suddenly surrounded by a wall of fur and fury. The hunter becomes the hunted in the blink of an eye. The cat hisses, dropping the prey to defend itself. This is the critical error. The mission was a snatch and grab. Now it is a stand your ground, and the ground is shaking with the weight of the approaching army. The troop closes in. They do not attack singly. They lunge in waves. One dominant primate rushes the front, flashing eyelids and baring teeth that look too big for the skull. When the leopard swipes at the attacker, another primate lunges from behind, nipping at the tail or the flank. It is tactical harassment. They are everywhere at once. The noise is deafening. The screaming of the troop is designed to overwhelm, to confuse, to shatter the nerves of the enemy. The leopard is a powerful animal. It is built for killing, but it is built for a quiet kill, a quick kill. It is not built for a riot. The cat snarls, ears flattened against the head, swiping with razor-sharp claws that can disembowel a gazelle. It connects with the air, or grazes a shoulder, but the targets are too fast and too many. Every time the cat turns to face a threat, 3 more appear from the blind spot. The youngster, dropped in the chaos, scrambles away, limping back toward the center of the clearing where the females are gathering. The prize is lost. Now, the predator is fighting just to keep the skin intact. The aggression of the troop is terrifying to witness. They are not just defending. They are punishing. They want this intruder gone. They throw dirt, they shake branches. They scream right in the face of death. The bravest of the males get within inches, mocking the predator, daring it to make a move. The psychological pressure is immense. The leopard realizes the calculation was wrong. The risk-to-reward ratio has skewed completely off the charts. There is no meal here, only a potential beatdown that could leave injuries fatal. In the wild. The retreat begins. The cat backs up, hissing violently, trying to keep the wall of teeth at bay. It gives ground, inch by inch, then turns and bolts. The exit strategy is simple. Elevation. The leopard scrambles up the trunk of a large marula tree, claws digging into the bark. Hauling the heavy body up to the high branches, where the heavy primate is, cannot follow as easily. But the troop does not just let it go. They pursue to the base of the tree. They surround the trunk, looking up, screaming insults at the refugee in the branches. They pace back and forth, adrenaline still pumping through the veins. The message is clear. Stay up there or come down and get wrecked. High in the tree, the leopard pants heavily, looking down at the chaotic army below. The dignity is gone. The stealth is gone. The hunter is trapped, forced to wait out the siege. The amber eyes widen, scanning the mob, realizing just how close the call was. Down on the ground, the tension begins to slowly dissipate, but the anger remains. The males continue to patrol the base of the tree, barking occasionally to remind the intruder that they are still watching. The mothers gather around the youngster. There is checking, grooming, soft vocalizations of comfort. The injury is licked and cleaned. It is a rough world, and the little one has learned a valuable lesson about wandering off. The noise of the forest returns, but it is different now. It is not the casual hum of the afternoon. It is the buzzing, agitated sound of a community on high alert. The birds have gone quiet, watching the drama. The hierarchy reestablishes itself. The heroes of the moment struck with even more importance, having successfully defended the bloodline. Eventually, the sun begins to dip lower, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple. The troop begins to move off, drifting away from the tree, but keeping a wary eye on the branches. They move as a solid unit, the injured youngster tucked safely in the middle. They leave the leopard stranded in the tree, hungry and humiliated, a silent statue against the setting sun. The forest settles. The dust kicked up by the battle drifts back to the earth. The silence that the hunter loves so much finally returns, but tonight he feels lonely. The ambush failed because the predator forgot the golden rule of the savannah. You can pick a fight with an individual, but you never, ever pick a fight with the family. The bond of the troop is stronger than the hunger of the beast.